So, yeah, so we live, I'm here live and direct. So we'll be having our classes and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a long class, so make sure you come with your pen, your book, and your bio. Pen and bio is the same thing, yeah? Pen and bio is the same thing. So I'll be taking you through a lot of topics today, and it's going to last for a long time. I'll be taking you through a lot of topics. I'm just trying to fix this stuff. Yeah, it's supposed to be okay. So the first topic we're going to talk about is the proper technique for playing. Yeah, proper technique for playing. So one sec. I'm playing, this is the key of F. They miss out on it. So what's the right technique to use? What's the right technique to use when you're playing? Like if you watch me play, for example, in the key of F. Then I go forward again. I'm going to show you all of that. So this class is going to be a long class. I have about 7 topics to 8 topics I'm going to treat. So stay with me. And to be sure I have people watching me, please let me know where you're watching from, your name, drop a comment, share this video so that I can reach more persons and we can all benefit from the video. So the first thing you want to do to make your playing interesting, which is the first topic, how to make your playing interesting. I think I should, how to make your playing interesting is, first of all, is by using chords. Not just regular chords. You can use your regular chords. That's first one, using regular chords. But I'm going to show you some chords that are not regular that you can try. If we take a progression, for example, we take 1, 4, 6, 5. This is just the regular progression. I'm talking about how to make your playing interesting. And I say the first one is by using chords. Now, if we use the regular chord, so it's about going above your regular chords you have, your normal triad chords, you have on your piano. You start using some other abstract chords. So I'm giving you an example now. Let's say we take a progression of 1, 4, 6. This is on the key of F, 6, 5. We'll go again. 1. It's just the regular way. 4, 6, 5. We'll be working with this progression. Now, how do we make this particular progression interesting? There are other ways to make your piano interesting, which I'm going to explain. I'm going to take it bit by bit. Like I said, I have over 8 topics I plan to cover in this 2 hours class. So now, what are the chords I can apply? I can change each of my triad chords to a 7th chord. If this is my triad chord, I have my 1, 3, 5. This is F major chord. To transform this F major chord to a 7th chord, it's just to add another note. This automatically becomes a 7th chord. So when you see a chord, let me use this opportunity to now explain for you. If you see a 3-note chord, it is called a triad chord. If you see any 4-note chord, it is called a 7th chord. Don't get me wrong, I'm coming. If you see a 5-note chord, it is called a 9th chord. This is very essential that everybody need to know. If you see a 5-note chord, it's a 9th chord. If you see a 6-note chord, it's an 11th chord. If you see a 7-note chord, it's a 13th chord. Now, what you have to now ask yourself is, what type of 7th chord is this? What type of 11th chord is this? What type of 13th chord? What type of 9th chord is this? That's what you should ask yourself. But the first way to identify a chord, when you see a chord, the first way to identify, once the chord is just 3 notes, just know that this is a triad chord. You can now ask yourself, what type of triad chord is this? But once you see any chord that is 3 notes, just know it's a triad chord. You cannot say, is this a major triad? Is this a minor triad? Is this a diminished triad? Is this an augmented triad? Is this a suspended triad? So far as the note is 3 notes, that's the first thing you should know, that it's a triad chord. If the note is 4 notes, you should know that it's a 7th chord. What you should now ask yourself, is this 4 note a major 7th, a minor 7th, a diminished 7th, an augmented 7th? There should be a chord like that. If you see 5-note chord, it means it's a 9th chord. So that's what I'm trying to tell you, because this is the first part that will help you in identifying chords. So in explaining how to spice up your playing, we'll use this progression: 1, 1, 4, 6, 5. 1, this is just a regular 1, 4, 6, 5. And I said you can use chords. So what is the first way to spice up your playing? Is by changing your triad chords to 7 chords. Now, don't remember what I said earlier. I said 7th chord is a 4-note chord. 4-note chord. So if you have a triad chord like this is F major triad chord. F major chord, which is a 3-note chord, so it's a triad. If I want to transform these chords to a 7th chord, I just add another note. So this becomes F major 7th chord. You understand? So I've transformed my chord 1 to a 7th chord. Now our chord 4 is 4 for F major scale, which is B flat. I want to transform this 4 to a 7th chord. I'll just add another note, so it becomes 4 notes. You see, so I've transformed my chord 1 into a 7th chord. I've transformed my chord 4 into a 7th chord. Now let's transform chord 6 into a 7th chord. Chord 6 will be this. So you can do this. I've transformed chord 6 into a 7th chord. Then chord 5. I've transformed chord 5. This is chord 5 for F, which is C major chord. Transforming C major triad to a 7th chord. I did this. I've transformed it. Now, the first thing I'm saying this because this is where most people get the issue. Ensure once you see the note is 4, just know that chord is a 7th chord. All you have to now do is to now ask yourself is this a minor 7th, a major 7th, diminished 7th, dominant 7th, augmented? That's what you do. But once you see a 4-note chord, just know that all 4-note chords are 7th chords. It's for you to now identify one type. So if you check, I converted my chord 1 to a major 7th chord. I converted chord 2 to a major 7th chord. So I converted chord 4 to a major 7th chord. I converted chord 6 to a major 7th chord also. But I converted chord 5. Chord 5 is a dominant 7. But all of them are all 7 chords. You see the tricks are all 7 chords. As we keep going, like I told you, this is more like a master class, so it's going to stay for a long time. I'll be with you for like 2 hours 2 hours, and we'll be talking about piano. So like I said, to be sure I'm talking to human beings, please drop a comment, your name, and tell me where you're watching from. Do you understand? So it makes me understand that someone is watching me and actually following up the class. So if you watch what we just did now, we transformed a simple progression. Okay, we transformed a simple progression of 1 4 6 5 to this progression, to this. So you see, so that is how to spice up. Yeah, someone just dropped a comment. Indra Ramai. Okay, watching from Trinidad. Thanks for watching, Indra. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name all well. So let me go back to what I'm saying. So we've been able to transform this simple progression. We've been able to transform this simple progression of 1 4 6 5 to this. All the triad chords, we've transformed them to 7 chords, and that's why it sounds, sorry, 1 second, let me check something on my phone. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, and that's why it now sounds like this. So that is one way to to spice up your playing, to make your playing interesting, is to use chords. And the first one I showed you about chords is transforming your triad chords to 7 chords. So on your left hand, some people now say, okay, if you say we should transform, what are we going to do on our left hand? On your left hand, you can maintain your triad chords. But most times on my left hand, what I do is I play just this the first and third note of the chord. I omit the second note, so I do something like this. For example, this becomes my chord 1, then this becomes my chord 4, 6, 5. Easy peasy. So you see, lovely. So now that's the first way that you can make your playing interesting. I'm talking about the first topic, which is how to make your playing interesting. For those people who are just joining in, I said the first way to make your playing interesting is by going beyond the regular chords and using chords like 7 chords, like using abstract chords, and the first chord I made reference to is 7 chords. And just before now, I've shown how to transform triad chords to 7 chords. And I also explained how you can identify chords by merely looking at what the person is playing, which I explained that once you see any 3-note chord on your keyboard, just know it's a triad chord. Any 4-note chord you see, just know it's a 7th chord. Any 5-note chord you see, just know it's a 9th chord. Any 6-note chord you see, know it's an 11th chord. And any 7-note chord you see, know it's a 13th chord. Now, what you now start to ask yourself is, what type of 13th chord, what type of 11th chord, what type of 9th chord, what type of 7th chord is that? Now you should know all chords are divided into these classes of chords. We have the major chord, we have the minor chord, we have the diminished chord. we have the augmented chord. So even in this 7th position, 9th position, 11th position, 13th position, they'll all have major, minor, diminished. Should you understand? They have major, minor, diminished. Very important that you should know. So if you have major chord, minor chord, diminished chord, you should also know that when you have your 7th chord, there's a major 7th chord, there's a minor 7th chord, there's a diminished 7th chord. Then there's one that is even very more crazy about 7th chord. There's something called a dominant 7th chord. So when you have your 9th also, there's a major 9th chord, there's a minor 9th chord, there's a diminished 9th chord, and there's so you just pay attention to major, minor, diminished. Know that one. That's very important. So, but the first way to know what this chord is and what this chord is, once you just see the chord, it's 4-note chord. First thing you just know is this is a 7th chord. The next thing you can now try to decode is what type of 7th chord is that. That applies to other chords. So you get. So now, I'm just doing a recap for those people that joined in. You understand. Now, we've transformed. We are working with this progression on the key of F. We played 1, just tried chords 1, 4, 6, 5, and now this is what we are doing now. We have now given all the chords, transformed all the triad chords to 7 chords, which is on our right hand. It now becomes, this is your 1 F major 7 chord, from F major chord to F major 7 chord, then from B flat major chord to B flat major 7 chord, from D, this is from D minor chord, from D minor chord to D minor 7th chord, then from C major chord to C dominant 7th chord. So you see, so instead of playing the simple 1, 4, 6, 5, now see how the sound will change. Sound changes. The sound will now change to something like this. You see? Very interesting. Now let's try another progression. Let's do something like this. 6, 3, 2, 5. Now this is my regular triad chord. 6, 3, 4, 5. Now I'll convert them to 7 chords. It's going to sound like this. You see? So that's one way you can actually make your playing interesting. A lot of people are confused. They say, oh, how do I use 7th chord? How do I know? This is one way to make your playing interesting. Convert your regular triad chords to 7th chord. Yeah, thanks for joining in. For those people that just joined in, I've said a lot about chords, about identifying chords, so I don't want to keep going back, so I'll just keep going forward. You can always rewind the video. Now, that is one way to spice up your play. So I started with 7th chord. Now, at my own point here, at my level of playing, I've gone beyond converting my simple triad chords to 7th chord. I convert my chords to 9th, to 11th, to 13th. For example, the simple chord progression we did, which was 1, 4, 6, 5. We now converted our right hand to 7th chord, which is this. I can now do something like a 9th. So I can do something like this. In fact, most times your fingers are not even large enough. So you see, most people even end up just doing highest thing that they do is seventh. They end on seventh. You understand? Most chord, once the note is more than 5, you can't. Once the chord is more than 5 notes, is made up of more than 5 notes, you can't even play it with one hand. You need 2 hands. Like some people ask me, how do I play 13 chords? How do I play 11 chords? Shake, you understand? Because 11 chord is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 notes. So how do you now play? This is F major 11th chord. This is F major 11th chord. Now say, how do I now play 11th chord with one hand? Now there's a trick. It's very simple. Now if you look at your keyboard, I'm playing on the key of F, and your 11th chord on any key you're playing is just your 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. This is major 11th chord. So this is F major 11th chord. So now then I say, how do I now play 11th chord with when it's too long? It's very simple. Okay, let's say if the 11th chord is made up of this. This is your F major 11th chord. You see, one hand cannot play this chord alone. So what do? You can spread it out. Now take this first note, this first 3 notes to your left. Then this one, you can spread it with your left hand, with your right hand. So you can do something like this. This one plays your left, this one plays your right. So you're doing something like this, which is like this. So you get. Most especially if you use 7th, if you use 7th for your playing will be very interesting. For example, let me play what song should I play? I'll better use progressions so that everybody can follow me. If we take these progressions, 6, 6, 2, 4, then 5. This is regular triad chords. 6, 6, 2, 4, 5. I'm now going to convert my right hand. Instead of playing 3 notes, I'll be playing 4 notes, which means I've converted these triad chords to 7 chords. Now watch the difference. You see? Oh. It sounds cool. It's much more better than when I did this. You see? But if I do 7th, I do again. See? So I hope you're learning something. So this is one way you can make your playing interesting. It's by converting your simple triad chords to 7th chords. Converting your simple triad chords to 7 chords. So using abstract chord. Now what is the second way? In fact, if you use this particular pattern that I just showed you now, your playing will transform. It's as simple as that. If you use this particular pattern I just showed you, your playing will transform drastically. Now, if you're having issues with your left hand, I said what you should do on your left hand, especially if you want to play, if you're converting your triad chords on your right hand to 7 chords, what you should do on your left hand is omit the second note of the chord. For example, this is B flat major chord. Now, B flat major chord is the 4 of F major scale. So instead of playing this, I'm going to omit the D. I'll just play this. Then I'll play major 7th. B major 7th here. So you see, sounds better than doing the 3 triads on your left. You can still do it, but in some cases it might sound too heavy, and when it sounds too heavy, the voicing might be very funny. So it's just good to just do omit. Always try to omit one note off your left hand. Makes the playing more smoother. Now, what is the second way to make your playing interesting? I've given you the first one to make your playing interesting. Convert your chords, is by using passing chords. Passing chords is known as those transitions that you make before you go to your actual chord of intention. For example, let's not forget the progression we are working with. We are working with 1, 4, 6, 5. I've already explained the technique behind what I just played. So this is it. 1, 4, 6, 5. Now, with this progression that I played right now, there is no passing chord in it. So the chords of my intention is just 1, 4, 6, 5. Now watch what happens when I add a passing chord. Now I'll add a passing chord when I want to repeat the sequence of these progressions again. So let's start with that passing chord. 4, 6. Now with passing chord, you see what just happened? Let's go again. 6. So I'm using this as the passing chords to my 4. So I did. Wow. And that is this is one thing that makes it very interesting. Very interesting. If you have converted, and that's why you don't have to skip this class, because the way I teach, my class is progressive. You understand? My class is progressive. If you miss the first part, it might be hard to get. So it's good to always go back. Make sure you follow. Don't just jump into the class. Make sure you follow from the start. Now, if you have converted your chords to 7 chords, it's even more crazy. It's going to sound more crazy. You understand? You see what I did? We've already converted this progression, 1, 4, 6, 5 progressions on our right hand to 7 chords each. Now, we are now applying passing chords. See how it sounds. So you see 1, 4, 6, 5. I'll apply passing chord. 1, so 1 passing chord to 4, 4. So you see. So again. I can still do. Wow. So what is the passing chord I used there? I'm going to tell you the passing chord. The passing chord I used there before I got to 4 is this chord. For easy explanation for everyone, I'll just give you the number patterns. So on your left hand, you're playing your flat 7, flat 9, and 10. That's on your left hand. Now we all know, if you have your major scale, I like using number patterns to explain, because number pattern gives me the ability to explain to everyone on different keys. On any key you're playing, if you use number pattern, it's more easy. And I'll advise you to also try to learn more about number patterns. So this is how number pattern is. I'm just explaining for those that don't know about number patterns, so that if I'm telling you number this, so that you understand the terms and terminologies I'm using. So if I say flat is just going backward. If I say sharp is just going forward. You understand? So if we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, which we have our F major scale, for example, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now your do becomes your 1, your re becomes your 2, your mi becomes your 3, your fa becomes your 4, your sol becomes your 5, your la becomes your 6, your ti becomes your 7. your do at the extended point becomes your 8. Now you can count. I always count. You can keep going. You can do do re mi fa sol la ti, do re mi fa sol la ti da, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. But I like stopping at 13 because 13 is the highest chord. So if I tell you 11 means it's a lighter octave of your 4. If I say chord 4, you mean it's a more heavier octave. So you understand all this stuff because I'll be using number patterns to give you the formulas for the chords I'm using within the course of our tutorial. You're happy with that, right? Okay, so this is it. Let's go back to what we were doing before I did the explanation. So now I want to show you the passing chord I did before I went to my 4, which is this chord. So I did 1, so 1 4. So this particular chord, on your left hand you're playing your flat 7. This is your 7 just flatted by a semitone. So flat 7. This is your 9 flatted by a semitone. Flat 9 on any key, then flat, then your 10. So flat 7 9 10. If it's on C, it's going to be flat 7 9 10. This is it on C. You understand? But let's go back to F to keep it consistency. Then on your right hand, this is what you do. You're playing your 5 flat 7 flat 9 12. See, 5 flat 7 flat 9 12. So that is what I use. Now the progression we are working with is 1 4 6 5. Everything I just played right now I've explained earlier in the class on how you can convert your triad chords. We started with simple triad chords of 1 4 on the key of F, 6 5, and I showed you how to convert your right hand to 7 chord. Then we went on to playing this 1 4 6 5, and now I've gone further to explain how you can now use passing chord to spice up your play. And the first passing chord I'm showing you is the passing chord that you will use in order to get your 4, which is 1. So you see 1, and this is the passing chord which I've given you the number patterns. On your left hand is flat 7 flat 9 and 10. On your right hand is 5 flat 7 flat 9 12. So this is the chord. Very easy. So now let's go again. 1 4 6 5. We'll add passing chord now. 1. Wow, I like this passing chord. You see? Now, why is it sounding like this? Why is it sounding? It's because even when we play the 4, we converted this 4 to a 7 chord. Very simple. You just have your triad chord on your 4, your normal 4, which is your chord 4. Then you just add your, which is your 4 6 8. You just add your 10 to make it a major 7th. You get? I've already explained that. So we do 1 passing chord to 4. So you see, passing chord is another way. In fact, it's a very great technique to make your playing very interesting. To make your playing very interesting, you need to know a lot about passing chord. You need to know passing chord to your chord 1, passing chord to chord 2, passing chord to chord 3, passing chord to chord 4, chord 5, chord 6, chord 7. And of course, chord 8 is also chord 1. Do you understand? I'm going to try to give you a few, just like as I'm doing right now. Then as we keep progressing, probably because I still have to do a lot of topics. Like I said, this class is for 2 hours, hopefully for 2 hours. So I have to try and be fast if you watch, I'm very slow because I want everybody to follow up. You understand? If you're still watching till now, please let me know where you're watching from and tell me how you find this video interesting. And also, please share this video so that we can reach more persons that will be willing to learn this and who have been searching to really learn all this. It's not good that you just learn it alone, you know. Thank you. So the next thing we have is the passing chord. So I've given you this particular passing chord for 4. I'll give you another passing chord for 4. So let's go with our regular progression we are using. 1, 4, 6, 5. So I go with a passing chord. Now, I'll give you another passing chord. You can do something like this. Ooh! This one is really, really crazy. I like this one. I like this one. Did I just say I like? I don't like it. I love it. So this is it. Ooh! You can do this. Wow. So this one, I used to call this type of passing chord, it's called let's say a new key kind of passing chord, because I go outside the scale entirely. It's a technique, you understand? If you want to really know more about passing chords, you can click on the link in the comment section of this video and check through several materials I have. Although I'm going to give you as many as I can, but if you want, because I have too many topics to cover, you understand? So if you still want to know more, you know, maybe passing chord is your issue and you want to do more about that. So this is the second passing chord you can apply on your chord 4, which is this. Wow. I like it. Now, what is the chord? It's very simple. You just play the same thing on your left hand and on your right hand. It's simple. It's just your flat 2, your 4, and flat 6. Flat 2, 4, 6. Flat 2. Which is, in other words, it is the major chord of the next key. For example, we are playing on F. So you just play the major, since we are playing on F, just play F sharp major chord. You've used it as a passing chord to chord 4 in the key of F. If we are playing C on the key of C, for example, you just play C sharp major chord. You have used it as a passing chord. Let's go back to F and show you this technique. So if we play 1, 4, 6, 5, passing chord now, 1, 1, we'll go again. Go again, 5, we'll go again. Go again. Wow. So to even make it more interesting, on your right hand, try to add this one. So play your 1, your flat 2, flat 2, 4, flat 2, 4, flat 6, and your flat 2, 4, and flat 7 on your right hand. Then on your left hand, you just play flat 2, 4, flat 6. So you see flat 2, 4, flat 6. On your right hand, you play flat, which if you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it will be flat 2, 4, flat 6. Right hand will play flat 9, 11, and flat 14. So you can use this. So if you do 1, 1, 4. So you see, sounds cool. Now imagine what we did. It's getting much better now. The first one we did, we played with our passing chord, which is 1, 4, 6, 5. Then we played with passing chord 1, 4. Which one sounds better? You know which one sounds better. So it's when you use the passing chord, it sounds much better. So like I said, there are passing chords for chord 1, chord 2, chord 3, chord 4, chord 5, all your progressions of your major scale, they all have passing chords, and each progression have as much as you can think. There are too many passing chords on each progressions. That's what you should understand. But I'm not here to give you all the passing chords in the world. I'm just here to tell you what can make your playing interesting. Remember, the first thing I said is to convert all your major triad chords, all your 3-note chords, to 7 chord, and I showed you the technique. The second thing I said is to use passing chords, and I've given you 2 passing chords you can use before you go as a transition, before you go to your chord 4. So that one will be very good for you. Now, what is the third thing you can do to make your playing interesting? Let me take a little break. So I'll just play along, then I'll tell you the next thing you can do to make your playing interesting. Let's just play for 30 seconds. The next thing you can do to make your playing interesting is by using what is called passing notes, which can also be described sometimes. You can either say passing notes. Well, I'll say passing notes is by using passing notes. So today you get to find out that where you have passing chords, there's also something called passing notes. Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. Now let's work with the progression we are working with. Chord 1, 4, 6, 5. Now watch what happens. So see? You see? So it get to going. You see? So I use passing notes there. I can do something like this. I can do again. I can do this one. What am I doing? Passing notes. So where you have passing chords, like I said, there is also what is called passing notes. So another way to make your playing interesting is by using passing notes. So you can play the notes. You can play the notes as melodies, or you can play the notes as you please. For example, we have chord 1. I want to go to chord 4, but this is what I'll do. You see? I'll do another one. But you have to be very, very smart about this so that you don't miss out the timing. You understand? So that you don't miss out the timing. So you have to be very smart about it. So when you master the act of using passing notes, it's cool. Now, I'll give you a passing note you can use to your chord 5, so that we don't obstruct the passing chord we already have when we are going to chord 4. So if we go to our regular progression, 1, 4, 6, 5. I'll play with the passing chord now. 1, 4, 6. You see what I did now? I'm on 6. I did a passing note, which is it, because I wanted to go to 5. So I did 4, 6. See? So what did I do? So I did. So 9, dun, 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 dun. Then I went to 5. So when I teach, I don't teach you to sound like me. That's the way I do my lessons. I try to teach you to sound like yourself. But I give you some examples that I've created. Then I leave you to go and explore your own. You don't have to sound like me. That's why I give you the proper technique. You understand? You can use those techniques and go and create your own stuffs. You understand? I give you some example I've created, all good. But you can use the techniques I've given you to create other examples for yourself. So what I did is, so 9, 6, 5, flat 5, 5, 6, 9. So you're just doing 9, 6, 5, flat 5, 5, 6, 9. So this is a passing note to chord 5. So you're doing it, then you go to the chord 5. So this is the passing note. This is not a chord, it's a note. So let me go again from how we got here. I did something like this, chord 1, passing chord to 4, 4, 6. Then I played passing. So when I get to 6, you can omit your 9. You can just start from 6, 5, flat 5, 5, 6, 9. So 1, passing chord to 4, 4, 6. So I'm passing notes to 5 and 5. So by using passing notes, your playing will transform. Now, this is what I'm going to do. A lot of passing notes now. See? That's it. By applying passing notes, it's just very simple. How do you get this passing note? How do you create your own passing note? It's simple. You can start with the chord you want to leave. Just break the chords into notes. For example, this is chord 1. As I'm playing my major 7th right hand, then I'm playing my 1 and 5 left hand. So if I want to convert this chord to a passing note, I'm just going to do something like this. 1. See, I just played around it. So you can start with the chords first, break down the chords into different notes and play with them. This is a chord, I want to break it down. So you get, then from there you can now start building other sophisticated ones, just like I'm doing. You're happy with that, right? So that's it. So that's the old technique. When I teach, I try to make sure you sound the way you should sound. You sound unique. Uniqueness is everything. Don't try to sound like someone else. Sound like yourself. Uniqueness is everything. So this is like the first one I told you, convert your triad chords to what? To 7th chord. The second one I told you is using number and passing chords. The third one I showed you is using passing notes. The fourth one now is by using scales. Scales will make your playing interesting. Now, let's still work with the progression we are working with. 1, 4, 1, passing chords, 4, 6, passing notes, 5. I'll go again. 1, 4, 6. One last time, then I play scale. And watch. It's what I did. I did something like this. When I got to see, so playing scales in between, it's not like you have to be noisy about it. Once in a while you're playing, makes your playing interesting. It's just it activates that kind of tension in the public, and someone's like, wow, what's that? Like, it's just like a gunshot or something. It's just like poof on someone's emotion, and like, wow, what's that? What just, because it happens very fast, it's like a stiller. It happens very fast. Before they hear something, before their brain process everything, it's gone already, and they're like, wow, that was lovely. So that's it. So if I'm playing on 1, I go again, 4, 6, 5, I go again, 1, 4, 6. You see what I just did? Then I do like this. Then I do again. You see what I'm doing now? Now, what skill can you apply? What skill can you apply? Like, like, you start asking yourself, okay, what can be my starting point? What skill can I use as a starting point when playing? I'm going to show you that. The skill you can use, I like using, okay, I'll give you a very, let me think of what to do. There are too many skills there, you understand. I have this one. I have this one. I have this one. I have this one. So I'm trying to think of the one that's very, very easy. That will give you, that's very easy. So the first skill you should try to use is, you can try using chromatic scale. I think that's one of the simplest skill to use when you want to make your playing interesting. You start with chromatic scale. Now, what is a chromatic scale? Chromatic scale is a skill where you move either ascending or descending without skipping any notes or key. If I'm in the key of F and I want to move chromatically, I have to move without skipping F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F. That's how I move. From C, the same thing. You just press everything. You don't skip. Then you develop speed. You develop more speed. So you see, even more speed. So chromatic scale, why I recommend it is because it's very easy. Now, how do you now apply chromatic scale in making your playing interesting? Deep breaths. How do you now apply chromatic scale? I want to be sure I'm within the time, so I don't go. Let me check the time. Okay, 58. So how do you now apply chromatic scale to make your playing interesting? Cool. Now watch what I'm going to do first before I explain it for you. Let's go with our progression that I'm explaining for you, that we've been using. 1, 4, then 6, 5. Let's go again. 4. Then we'll go again. 6, 5. Then watch me use chromatic scale now. You see what I did? I'll do it again. I'll do it again. You see? So What is the secret behind this that I just did? You don't have to think of what you're doing or where you're starting. Just make sure you land on the progression you actually wanted to go to. For example, I'm on 4 and I want to come to 6. So I make sure any chromatic movement I make left or right, I land on 6. So if I do 4, you see? So if I do 4, you see? Then, or I can do 6. So make sure you land on the next progression you actually wanted to go to. That's one secret of using chromatic scale. They can get more crazy about it. For example, if I'm going to chord 4, for example, I can start with 2 notes or 3 notes before my chord 4 and play chromatically. For example, this is chord 1. You see what I just did? So I can do. Then if I want to come to 6, I start from here. So if I do 4, I want to come to 5, I do. It doesn't have to be flat. You can still do sharp. You can do 1. I want to come to 6 now. Do 6. So that's one way you can actually apply chromatic. There are other ways to apply it, but this is a head start for you. Then with time, you can become cool at it. Now, one very big secret about chromatic scale that you don't know is once you know chromatic scale and you become more good and flexible with it, it's very easy for you to do grace notes. So for example, 1, 1. You see what I just did now? Why? It's going to sound cool like that. So if I do, now it's to be more easy for you to do this. Then when I do 6, so it should be easy. So in fact, if you're having issues with, trying to do some flips and some movements on your right hand, practice chromatic scale every day. Now there's a proper technique, finger technique for chromatic scale. I'm going to give you that technique. The technique is your thumb finger on the first note. Let's say you're starting on C. Thumb finger on the first note. Your second finger on the second note. Thumb on the third note. So thumb, second, thumb. So you see. So thumb, second. Let's go again. Thumb, second, third. You now use your third finger when you get to F sharp. I'm starting from C. So this is your thumb, second. So you do your thumb is your number 1, number 2 is your number 2 finger, your number 3 finger, your number 4 finger, and your number 5 finger. So if I say 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, you know what I'm doing? Because if you miss the actual finger placement, you might make mistakes. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You get that one first. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2. You can still do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, or you can do 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think that would be more easy for you. I think let's use that one. So 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's do it like that. 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. There you go again. 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2 3. So you're doing 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 2 3. That's just the formula. 1 3 1 3 1 2 3. 1 3 1 3 1 2 3. 1 3 1 2 1. Okay, it's just 1 3 1 3 1 2 3. 1 3 1 3 1 2 3. Very simple. So you run it. It's a head start for you to start. So if you're doing, let's start from here. So you see. So let's go again. So what keys do you press with your second finger? You see? The develop speed. It's the same technique when you're coming back, but this can give you a head start. I'm not here to talk in details about what music is very large. I'm not here to talk about in details all the things chromatic scales can do and the rest. So using chromatic scale is another way to make your playing interesting. So if you combine all these techniques and you do your song, you play your music, you see your playing is going to change drastically. I have to go now. I'm out of time. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to see you some other time. Don't forget to share this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.